This video has been sponsored by myself. Windows 10 and 11 Pro retail versions, still $12.50 only. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing, since only 5% of all the views are from subscribers. So thanks in advance if you would like to do so. Hello everyone, welcome to this somewhat of a special video where I would like to update a little bit where I am right now with the Fallout 4 Ultimate Graphics tutorial for 2022. And this B-roll footage is somewhat of a compilation of all the graphic mods I currently am using, so you have a little bit of an idea how it looks. And at the end I would suggest we also jump in game so I can show you a little bit how different weather conditions look like. But first of all, I want to actually thank you guys, because I asked you on Discord if you had some tips for me of some mods which I should definitely not miss and definitely should not forget to include on the Ultimate 2022 Ultimate Graphics list. So thanks everyone on Discord for giving me tips, giving me YouTube videos from other YouTubers who already have somewhat of a nice compilation and list. And on top of that, I did my own research, of course, since I'm going to create this list from the scratch for Fallout 4. And yeah, I have to say, even if as an experienced Skyrim modder, Fallout 4 modding for me is relatively new, since in 2016 when this game was launched, I bought it, I played it a little bit, but I couldn't really get into the game. But I have to say, now with all the mods, the graphic mods, the weapon mods, the realistic stuff, I really like the game, actually. I'm really playing it now almost every day, and yeah, I really like it so far. So that's a good sign, right? I mean, I had the same with Skyrim at the first when it was released. I didn't really like it. I found it ugly, had an annoying interface, etc, etc. But after mods, I really enjoyed this game. And the same for Fallout 4 for me. Finally, after 5 years, I'm now really playing the game and really start to modding it. But for me, again, it was a little bit new, so that's why I really could use some help regarding mods. And thanks for sharing me your mod ideas. So what I usually do is, when I want to search which mods are really popular, I usually check out the most popular mods from the last 30 days and the ones which has the most endorsements for the last year. And then you usually have a very good idea of some very cool new mods which are really 2021 material. And yeah, because that can make a huge difference, since a lot of mods which have the highest endorsements are an example from 2016 or 2017. And while they are still great, I think in 2020 or 2021 there are a lot of better mods which can replace this. So that's the reason why I usually check out for more newer mods. And what I then usually do is check every category for the last maybe 2 years, so from 2020, to see what has been released, which has the highest endorsements, and which I can really use for the 2022 Ultimate Graphics tutorial. So yeah, it took me a couple of weeks now already to really find the more perfect ENB weather mod combination, which I also did at Skyrim Special Edition. And what I'm currently running is quite a bunch when it comes to ENB weather mods. First of all, I'm using a lot of 2021 newly released stuff. First thing is the LK Reshade and ENB preset, which was released in October 2021. I'm using an Aeonic 2021 Fallout 4 Photorealism pack, which is also an ENB and Reshade, I think, if I can remember correctly. So I'm combining them a little bit. I'm using NAC X for the weather, the natural and atmospheric Commonwealth, and I'm also using Photorealistic Commonwealth X for a lot of presets, a lot of weather stuff in combination with NAC X, and I'm going to show you while we're in game. But I think that's a very good combination for ENB and weather mods. Also, I'm using a Fallout 4 HD Overhaul, which was released, I thought, also in 2021. Over 60 gigabytes of 4K textures, but they really look good. And yeah, it's really changed the game for me, and it's actually, you know, pretty much picks all the base textures and just overhauls it to fantastic looking textures. So that's really a lifesaver when it comes to texture overhauls. I don't need to download independent texture overhaul mods like we used to do at Skyrim. I think this mod really covers everything greatly already. So yeah, that's a very nice mod. Also, I've been experimenting a lot with Beth-ini to, yeah, you know, check on the lot details, the distances of the lots, to see how big the pop-up is, how it affects frame rate, and also I've been experimenting a little bit with that, but Bethany is a great tool for that as well. And also when it comes to outdoors, you know, yeah, I've been experimenting a little bit with, what was it called, the Boston Overhaul or something. And I actually like a lot of overgrown stuff, so I'm using a forest mod, but then again, I can imagine that some of you guys don't really like that. So the tutorial will probably have a lot of choice options in comparison with Skyrim, which usually was pretty straightforward. With Fallout 4, I am going to offer some options when it comes to EMB, when it comes to weather mods, and when it comes to vegetation, because I think that's very, very subjective for that. So yeah, you can expect a lot more choice. At least you can, of course, always decide for yourself what you like in a tutorial, but in this Fallout 4 tutorial, you can expect a lot more choice options. So yeah, I mean, it's still your game, and you should decide what you like. The only thing I found a little bit complicated and not that straightforward was generating LOD files. I mean, in the Skyrim Special Edition Ultimate Graphics tutorial, we could just use all the included LODs from the mods, and that worked actually pretty fine. So, but not for Fallout 4. The LOD I had by default was very, very ugly, so I had to actually generate some LODs with either Fallout 4 LOD Gen or didn't do LOD. So I thought I picked the most easiest option, Fallout 4 LOD Gen, but it wasn't really that easy. First of all, you had to download some LOD packs, then you had to wait a long time for generating the LODs. Then you need to pack the meshes and textures, which you did generate as BA2 archives. But for that you need another tool, Archive 2, which was included in the Fallout 4 creation kit. And since I did have that, I had to like register or retrieve my password for the freaking Fallout 4 Bethesda or the Bethesda launcher in order to get the Fallout 4 creation tools, and for that to use Archive 2. So what I hope is going to work is that I just going to pack my LODs at the end of the tutorial and just upload them on Nexus, so you can just download the specific LOD pack for this tutorial, and it will save you hopefully a lot of headache. So yeah, that's a little bit of an update, and I would say let's jump into the game and yeah, to see what we can expect there, or show you a little bit around when it comes to all the different presets. And welcome in-game. We are here in-game, and yeah, I thought this would be a nice place to show you a little bit what different kind of weathers an example can do, and what kind of options you have with this nice mod, Natural and Atmospheric Commonwealth. But first of all, here, I think this place is also, what is it called again? Good Neighbor, yeah. It's a good place where you can check out how cool these high-resolution textures look, and yeah, just how pretty nice actually the game already looks. And the thing is, you have so many options with this mod, Natural and Atmospheric Commonwealth, the weather mod. The thing is, you can actually load presets and effects directly with this menu. So you don't necessarily need to go to Nexus mod to download these specific NAC X presets. You can just directly activate them from this menu. So that's really, really cool. And yeah, you can experiment with that if you like. But the more easier option is to just change the weather and see what kind of effect that already has. So, an example, if you go here with the Natural and Atmospheric Commonwealth, we go to NAC Weathers, we pick an example, pleasant, clear weather. This already changes a lot for the feeling and the mood you have in this game. It looks a lot brighter, so I think also with that it really helps in the way that sometimes people would like to have more realistic grayish tones, but as you can see here, it makes such a difference already if you have very sunny weather, cloudy weather. And what's nice with a mod like Natural and Atmospheric Commonwealth is that you can, what you can do is, just an example, if you only want to have pleasant and overcast weathers and not fog or snow or whatever, you can, an example, ban all these fog weathers and all the other an example, snow, red storms, weathers. If you don't like that, you can just ban them and they will not happen. So you can only, an example, have pleasant or overcast weathers. So, an example, if we want to have half overcast, here you can see it looks a lot grayer and darker already. And yeah, that completely changes the mood of the game. Also, same applies, of course, for basic weather like rain. So, an example, if you want to have rain weather, spring rain, it's just some minor rain effects, which look pretty cool. By the way, this is Piper. You probably know her from Diamond City. She's just a reporter, and I use an overhaul for her actually as well. But yeah, things like these is what I think, an example, natural and atmospheric Commonwealth just looks so fantastic. So I would say let's just pick the more pleasant overcast weather. And I would say let's go to a forest, or at least the outside world, because I installed a mod called a forest. And to show you a little bit on yeah, how foresty that mod is, it's better maybe to go to a place which is a little bit abandoned. Because like I said before, and let's go into the loading screen, because for outdoor areas it can take a while, and I think this is because of the high resolution textures. So I would say Red Rocket is a cool place. To show you a little bit how outdoor areas look, because there are a lot of options with this. You can have the vanilla style, which is, yeah, just pretty boring, plain landscape. You can have a forest, which I'm currently have installed, which is quite a big forest overall. And I think that's not that lore unfriendly, since 200 years have passed, and actually, yeah, you know, it's quite logical maybe that this happens, that overgrown stuff like this is happening. So as you can see here, this is how it looks with a forest, completely vegetation all over, and I think it looks very, very nice here. I think it's not really out of place. It looks natural, but like I said, I will include options for people to decide for themselves what they like. If they want to have a forest, if they want to have the more plain landscape, or maybe a mixture or something like that. And also the last thing I would like to notice, there are a lot of stuff, by the way, there are a lot of mods here, but the last thing is that normal gun sounds are a little bit boring in Fallout 4. They sound a little bit off. So I did download this Ambiance mod for sounds, and it completely changes the sound effects. And it really, like, if I use this gun, as you can see here in the echo, it really adds immersion to sound. And that's something which you should really not underestimate. It really adds up to the suspense of the game, especially when you hear like gunfights in the distance. It sounds almost like a real gunfight in the distance happening, and that really is a fantastic mod. That it, yeah, adds those effects. An example, if I would go indoors, it should sound different. Let me. So this is outdoors, and let's see, indoors. Okay, now this is not completely indoor location, but that also sounds a lot more realistic than outdoors. It also has this muffled sound, the same way like Battlefield 3 used to have it. It also had fantastic sound design for weapons indoor and outdoor. So I really like, as you can see here, the more realistic weapons and armors, but that's up to you, of course. I didn't really like the laser stuff, but or the energy weapons. So I'm usually playing around with yeah, with these kind of things. This is a FAMAS, this is the G36, a fully automatic Glock, but you can download so many great weapon mods on Nexus nowadays. An example, Piper, our companion, has a Styro AOG, and yeah, that's what I really like as well. The weapon mods are very high quality, as you can see. Also the armor are very high quality, and yeah, for me everything just runs fine because my specs are there. But I will try to, you know, yeah, to include in the guide a little bit of options what your system can handle or what you shouldn't pick, especially for distant landscape stuff. And with that, I hope to have this tutorial created somewhere at the end of this month, so that it will be ready at the start of 2022. And the LODs have been improved a lot, but for some reason the mountains, they're in the distance. I'm not sure if it should look that way, but I find them a little bit ugly. But yeah, I have to say mountain LODs are not there. You don't see them a lot, luckily. So I think that looks good. So also an example to show you a little bit with the sound effects. Grenades. Do I not have a hand grenade? I thought I had a hand grenade. Apparently not. A baseball grenade we have. Can we throw that? Never mind. Oh, I need to hold it, right? Yeah. That sounds very nice, or it looks very cool. I think the explosions in Fallout 4 look very, very realistic. So yeah, that's it so far. Stay tuned, but I would like to end this video. If you have tips for me what kind of mods I should use, if there are some mods which you say you definitely should not miss those mods, they are really, really recommended for a nice Fallout 4 Ultimate Modded Graphics Edition or just Ultimate Modded. Let me know that, please, because I really don't have that much experience when it comes to Fallout 4 mods. And with that, I would like to end this very long, unnecessarily long video by thanking you for giving me the inputs in Discord, and I hope to see you at the end of the month for the Fallout 4 Ultimate Graphics tutorial. So thanks for watching. See you. Bye bye.